Have you ever felt like the odds were stacked against you? Like everything you've worked for was slipping through your fingers? And no matter how hard you tried, success felt out of reach. What if I told you that the hardest moments in life could be the very things that fuel your greatest comeback? In this video, we'll dive deep into the mindset of the underdog. The person who's been knocked down, underestimated, and told they couldn't make it. But here's the truth. The underdog always has the power to rise again. You have the strength to turn your setbacks into stepping stones, to transform every challenge into a chance for growth. The world doesn't define your potential. You do. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see how you can turn your struggles into triumphs and make your comeback undeniable. Keep watching. The rise of the underdog starts now. Number 1, embrace your struggle and turn it into strength. Struggle is something most people try to avoid. They see it as a burden, something unfair, something they shouldn't have to deal with. But here's the truth. Struggle is the greatest gift you will ever receive. Struggle is the test that separates those who want something from those who are willing to work for it. Struggle is the fire that refines character, the weight that builds strength, the force that pushes you to become more than you ever thought possible. Most people run from struggle. They complain, they blame, they look for a way out. They hope life gets easier. But life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. If you refuse to embrace struggle, you remain weak. You remain stuck. You never discover who you really are. The underdog doesn't have the luxury of ease. No one hands them success. No one clears the path. They are forced to climb uphill while others walk on level ground. But that's where the advantage is. When you fight for something, when you earn it, when you go through the pain and refuse to quit, you build something far more valuable than success. You build the person who can handle it. Every great success story starts with struggle. The athlete who trains for hours before anyone wakes up. The entrepreneur who works late into the night while others relax. The student who studies in the dark while others sleep. Every person who has ever done something great had a moment where they wanted to give up, where they felt the weight of the world on their shoulders, where they doubted if they had what it takes, but they didn't quit. They pushed through. They embraced the struggle. And that's why they won. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for the right time. They wait until it feels good. But the underdog has no time to wait. They act even when they don't feel like it. They push forward when every part of them wants to stop. That's what makes them dangerous. That's why the underdog wins. They don't need comfort. They don't need permission. They just need a reason. And the struggle gives them that reason. If life has put you in a difficult place, you have two choices. You can complain, or you can use it. You can see yourself as a victim, or you can see yourself as someone who refuses to be broken. Most people choose comfort, but comfort is a lie. Comfort keeps you weak. Comfort keeps you from growing. Struggle forces you to change. Struggle forces you to develop the skills, the discipline, the mindset that will take you where you need to go. The underdog doesn't wait for opportunity. They create it. They don't wait for an invitation. They show up. They don't ask if they are ready. They decide they are. No one believes in them at first. No one sees their potential. But that's what makes the rise of the underdog so powerful. No one expects it. No one sees it coming. The underdog isn't supposed to win, but they do. If you're in a position where no one believes in you, good. That means no one is expecting what's coming next. That means no one sees the fight in you. That means no one is prepared for how hard you're going to work. That means every time you push forward, you shock them. That means every time you take a step, you are proving them wrong. The underdog has nothing to lose. They have already been counted out. They have already been ignored. That makes them fearless. That makes them dangerous. People who have never struggled don't know what it's like to fight for something. They don't know what it's like to be doubted, to be looked down on, to be told they don't have what it takes. But the underdog does. The underdog has felt that pain. The underdog has lived through the rejection, and that's why they refuse to quit. Pain is your greatest weapon. If you use it, if you let it drive you, if you let it remind you of why you started, no one can stop you. People quit because they forget why they began. They lose their fire. They give in to comfort. But the underdog never forgets. They remember every moment they were overlooked. They remember every person who told them they wouldn't make it, and they use that as fuel. There will be days when you feel exhausted, There will be days when doubt creeps in. There will be moments where you want to stop, where everything in you is telling you to take a break. Those are the moments that separate the average from the great. Anyone can work hard when it's easy. Anyone can stay committed when things go their way. But the underdog doesn't have that luxury. They have to push when they're tired. They have to move when they're in pain. They have to fight when every part of them is screaming to give up. Most people don't make it because they listen to that voice that tells them to stop. They let fear win. They let doubt take over. But the underdog understands that voice is a liar. That voice is weakness trying to take control. The underdog refuses to listen. They push past it. They train their mind to keep going. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. If you want to rise, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. You must embrace the struggle. You must stop looking for an easier way. The easy way leads nowhere. The hard way builds you into someone who can handle anything. If you want to be strong, you have to do what others won't. You have to show up when they sleep. You have to work when they relax. You have to stay focused when they get distracted. There will be people who tell you to slow down. There will be people who tell you to be realistic. There will be people who tell you to accept your situation. Ignore them. Most people accept average. Most people settle for comfort. Most people never push themselves beyond what is required. That's why most people never win. The underdog refuses to settle. They refuse to lower their standards. They refuse to be like everyone else. You have everything you need to win. You don't need approval. You don't need someone to validate your journey. You just need to decide that nothing will stop you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want to rise, it's on you. And that's a good thing. That means you are in control. That means no one can take this from you. You might be struggling right now. You might feel like the odds are stacked against you. You might be wondering if it's worth it. It is. Every day you push forward, you are getting stronger. Every time you refuse to quit, you are getting closer. Every time you take another step, you are proving to yourself that you have what it takes. One day the struggle you are going through will be the reason you win. One day the pain you feel will be your greatest asset. One day you will look back and realize that every difficulty, every challenge, every moment of doubt was shaping you into the person who was meant to succeed. So don't run from struggle. Don't avoid the hard times. Embrace them. Use them. Let them fuel you. Because the underdog doesn't just survive. The underdog rises. Number 2, challenge your limits and rise above your circumstances. Most people live their lives within the limits they've accepted. They stay inside the lines society has drawn for them. They believe the circumstances they were born into define their future. They accept the labels others give them. They assume that what they've always known is all there is. But the truth is, your limits are only real if you believe in them. Your circumstances do not define you. Your choices do. Every great success story begins with someone who refused to accept their limits. They were told they weren't good enough, smart enough, strong enough. They were told their background, their education, their resources, or their past mistakes would hold them back. But they didn't accept those limits. They challenged them. They questioned them. They decided that their future was in their hands, not in the hands of the world around them. The difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't intelligence. It's mindset. Those who rise believe there is always another level. They believe there is always a way forward. They believe that no matter how difficult their circumstances are, they can push beyond them. That's why they win. Most people get trapped in their circumstances because they stop asking questions. They stop searching for solutions. They stop believing they have the power to change things. They see a wall in front of them and assume it can't be moved. But the ones who rise don't think like that. They see the same wall and ask, how do I get past this? They look for doors. They search for weaknesses. And if they can't find one, they build their own path. There will always be things outside your control. There will always be challenges that seem unfair. But none of that matters. What matters is how you respond. Do you accept defeat, or do you push forward? Do you complain, or do you find solutions? The people who rise don't waste time focusing on what they can't control. They focus on what they can do. They train their minds to think differently. They refuse to be prisoners of their past or their environment. You have two choices. You can accept your limits, or you can challenge them. You can believe the people who say you won't make it, or you can prove them wrong. You can let circumstances hold you back, or you can rise above them. The decision is yours. But if you want more, if you want to go further, if you want to see what you are truly capable of, you must be willing to push beyond where you are now. Most people never rise because they never push themselves to the point where they truly see what they are made of. They stay within their comfort zone. They do what's familiar. They avoid struggle. And because of that, they never experience their full potential. But when you challenge yourself, when you step into the unknown, when you demand more from yourself than you ever have before, you discover something incredible. You are capable of far more than you ever imagined. The limits you think you have are not real. They are just ideas in your mind. They are the result of conditioning, of years of being told what is possible and what isn't. But those limits can be broken. They can be rewritten. The only thing stopping you from going further is the belief that you can't. The moment you decide to challenge that belief, everything changes. Most people avoid discomfort. They stop when things get hard. They assume difficulty means they should quit. But difficulty is not a reason to stop. It's a reason to keep going. The harder something is, the more growth is happening. The more resistance you face, the stronger you become. The people who rise don't back down when things get tough. They lean in. They embrace the struggle. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. Think about the greatest achievements in history. None of them happened without resistance. None of them happened without challenge. Every person who has ever changed their life, who has ever overcome the odds, who has ever gone beyond what was expected of them, had moments where they could have quit. They had moments where everything seemed impossible. But they didn't stop. They refused to let their circumstances dictate their future. And that's why they won. If you want to rise, you must be willing to push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. You must be willing to do things you've never done before. You must be willing to wake up earlier, work harder, sacrifice more, and demand more from yourself. Because no one is going to hand you success. No one is going to give you the life you want. It's up to you to take it. There will be people who doubt you. There will be people who tell you to slow down. There will be people who try to convince you that your dreams are unrealistic. Ignore them. Most people never challenge their limits. Most people never rise above their circumstances. And because they never do, they assume you won't either. They assume the world works a certain way because that's all they've ever known. But that is not your reality. You are not most people. You must decide right now that your past does not define your future. Where you come from does not determine where you are going. What you've done before does not set the limits on what you can do next. The only thing that matters is your willingness to challenge yourself, to push beyond what you thought was possible, and to refuse to accept anything less than your full potential. Most people wait for permission. They wait for someone to tell them it's okay to dream bigger. They wait for the perfect time. But there is no perfect time. No one is coming to give you permission. The only time to start is now. The only approval you need is your own. You will never know how strong you are until you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. You will never know what you are capable of until you face a challenge that forces you to grow. That's why the struggle is necessary. That's why the discomfort is necessary. That's why you must embrace the hard days, the painful moments, the days when everything feels impossible, because those are the days that shape you. Those are the moments that prepare you for the life you want. Most people give up before they even see what they're capable of. They stop at the first sign of difficulty. They assume that just because something is hard, it means they can't do it. But difficulty is not a stop sign, it's a test. It's the universe asking, how bad do you really want this? And if you can push through, if you can keep going, if you can refuse to quit, you will discover a strength inside you that you never knew existed. If you are struggling right now, if you feel like the odds are against you, if you feel like your circumstances are holding you back, understand this. Your struggle is not a punishment. It is a gift. It is an opportunity. It is the thing that will make you stronger. But only if you use it. Only if you rise above it. Only if you refuse to let it break you. You are not weak. You are not limited. You are not defined by where you are right now. You are capable of more. You are stronger than you think. You have more potential than you realize. But you must be willing to challenge yourself. You must be willing to demand more from yourself. You must be willing to rise above what is expected of you. This is your time. This is your moment. Stop waiting for things to get easier. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to save you. The only way forward is to take action. The only way to rise is to push beyond your limits. The only way to change your life is to refuse to settle for anything less than the best version of yourself. So challenge yourself. Push harder. Demand more. And watch what happens when you refuse to accept limits. Watch what happens when you decide that nothing will stop you. Watch what happens when you rise. Number 3, push past doubt and prove your worth every day. Doubt is the enemy of progress. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that success is for other people, but not for you. It convinces you to play small, to hesitate, to let opportunities slip through your fingers. And if you listen to it, if you let it control your actions, it will steal your future. It will keep you stuck in the same place while life moves on without you. But if you push past doubt, if you refuse to let it dictate your choices, you will prove your worth every single day. The truth is, no one is born with unshakable confidence. No one starts their journey feeling fully prepared, fully capable, or fully certain of success. Every person who has ever achieved something great started from a place of uncertainty. They had fears, they had doubts, they questioned whether they were making the right decisions. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is simple: action. The ones who win are the ones who move forward despite the doubt. They refuse to let uncertainty hold them back. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for confidence to show up before they take action. They think they need to feel ready before they can begin. But confidence is not a requirement. It's a result. It's something you build through action. The more you do, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. The more you push through fear, the more you realize that fear is just an illusion. Every time you take action despite doubt, you weaken its power over you. You show yourself that you are stronger than the voice in your head telling you to stop. You prove that you can do hard things. And each time you do, your belief in yourself grows. But the opposite is also true. Every time you let doubt win, you strengthen its hold on you. You reinforce the idea that you're not good enough. You make it harder to act the next time. This is why proving your worth is not something you do once. It's not a single moment. It's not a grand achievement that suddenly erases all insecurity. It's a daily process. It's waking up every morning and choosing to fight for your potential. It's making the decision over and over again that you will not let fear dictate your life. Most people live their entire lives in a cycle of hesitation. They have dreams, but they never act on them. They want more, but they never take the first step. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, next year. But the longer they wait, the stronger doubt becomes. And before they know it, years have passed, and they are in the exact same place they started. The people who break free from this cycle are the ones who understand that doubt is just a test. It's a challenge asking you, how badly do you really want this? And the only way to pass that test is to move forward despite the fear, to show up every day and take one more step, to do the things you're afraid of, again and again, until they no longer have power over you. You don't need permission to start. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're ready. You don't need the perfect conditions. All you need is the willingness to take action despite the doubt, to move forward even when you don't feel confident. Because confidence is built through action, and strength is developed through struggle. Your worth is not something you prove to others. It's something you prove to yourself. Every time you show up, every time you do what you said you would do, every time you refuse to let fear stop you, you reinforce your belief in yourself. You send a message to your mind that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are worthy of success. The world will try to make you doubt yourself. People will question your abilities. They will tell you that your dreams are too big, that your goals are unrealistic. They will project their own fears onto you. But their doubts don't matter. What matters is what you believe. And the only way to change your beliefs is through action. Most people seek validation from others. They want approval before they take action. They want someone to tell them they're good enough. But the truth is, if you rely on external validation, you will always be controlled by it. You will never feel secure, because your confidence will be dependent on the opinions of others, and opinions change. What people think today will not be what they think tomorrow. That's why you must stop seeking approval and start seeking growth. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove yourself. Every failure is a lesson that makes you stronger. Every obstacle is a test of your commitment. The question is, will you rise to the challenge, or will you let doubt win? You cannot wait for the right time. You cannot wait for fear to disappear. You cannot wait until you feel ready, because waiting is just another form of doubt. It's a way of avoiding action, and action is the only thing that will take you forward. If you want to prove your worth, start today. Start where you are, with what you have. Take the first step, even if it's small, even if it feels insignificant. Because small actions, repeated consistently, create massive change. Doubt will always be there. It never fully goes away, but it doesn't have to control you. It doesn't have to define you. The key is to move forward despite it, to act as if success is inevitable, to believe in yourself, even when it feels like no one else does. This is not about being fearless. No one is fearless. This is about being courageous. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it. It's looking doubt in the face and saying, "You will not stop me." It's proving to yourself, day after day, that you are stronger than your fears. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can give in to doubt, or you can rise above it. You can hesitate, or you can take action. You can stay in the same place, or you can push forward. And every day that you choose action, you reinforce your belief in yourself. You prove again and again that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are meant for more. Do not waste your life waiting for confidence to appear. Do not let fear steal your future. Do not let doubt control your decisions. The only way to create the life you want is to take action every single day, to push past the fear, to prove your worth, and to show yourself what you are truly capable of. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is not given to those who are lucky. It is not something that happens by chance. It is earned. It is built. It is created through relentless action, through daily effort, through the decision to push past doubt and prove yourself every single day. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the ability. You have the potential. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you can't. And that belief is a lie. It is a story your mind has created, a story that can be rewritten. Today is the day you start proving to yourself what you are capable of. Today is the day you stop letting doubt control you. Today is the day you take action, not because you feel ready, but because you refuse to stay where you are. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. And the only way to see that for yourself is to prove it every single day. Number 4, ignore the critics and trust in your own power. Criticism is everywhere. The moment you decide to do something different, the moment you choose to stand out, there will be people telling you why you can't, why you shouldn't, and why you'll fail. They'll judge your decisions, question your abilities, and try to make you second-guess yourself. And if you're not careful, their voices will become so loud that they drown out your own. Most people don't realize this, but critics aren't really talking about you. They're talking about themselves. Their words come from their own fears, insecurities, and limitations. When they see you trying to rise, it reminds them of their own unwillingness to try. When they see you pushing forward, it highlights their own hesitation. So instead of dealing with their own shortcomings, they try to pull you back down to their level. You have to understand this. People will always have something to say. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you accomplish, there will always be someone who thinks you're doing it wrong. And if you spend your life trying to win their approval, you'll never move forward. You'll waste your energy trying to convince people who have already decided not to believe in you. The strongest people in the world are the ones who have learned to trust themselves. They don't need validation from others. They don't rely on permission to chase their dreams. They don't let the opinions of people who haven't walked their path define their worth. They listen to their own voice, and they keep moving forward. No matter what anyone else says, you have to stop looking for approval. If you wait for the world to tell you that you're good enough, you'll be waiting forever. People will always have doubts. They will always have opinions. But none of it matters unless you believe it. And the only way to silence the critics is to succeed in spite of them. Think about it. Have you ever seen a critic who was doing better than the person they were criticizing? Have you ever seen someone at the top spending their time tearing others down? No. The loudest critics are always the ones on the sidelines, the ones who never had the courage to try themselves, the ones who sit back and judge, while others are out there putting in the work. That's why you must ignore them. You must keep your focus on your own path. Every time you listen to doubt, every time you let someone else's opinion shake your belief in yourself, you give away your power. And once you start living for the approval of others, you become their prisoner. The truth is, no one knows your potential better than you do. No one understands your vision the way you do. No one feels the fire inside you like you do. And that means no one has the right to tell you what you can or cannot achieve. People will say you're not talented enough. They'll say you don't have the experience. They'll tell you your dreams are unrealistic. But what they don't realize is that success has never been about talent alone. It has never been about starting with all the answers. It has never been about waiting until the path is clear. Success belongs to those who trust in their ability to figure things out. It belongs to those who believe in themselves when no one else does. It belongs to those who are willing to take the risk, even when there are no guarantees. Most people let fear of criticism stop them from even trying. They're so worried about what people will think if they fail that they never take the first step. But here's the thing, those same people who criticize you for trying will also criticize you for doing nothing. If you fail, they'll say, "I told you so." If you succeed, they'll say, "You got lucky." Either way, they'll talk. So why not give them something to talk about? The most successful people in history were all doubted at some point. They were told they would never make it. They were laughed at, mocked, and dismissed. But they didn't let it stop them. They didn't waste time arguing. They didn't try to change people's minds. They simply kept working until their success spoke for itself. That's the key. Your results will always be the best response. When you're out there making progress, when you're turning your vision into reality, when you're proving your own power every single day, the critics become irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, talk is cheap. Opinions don't build empires. Hard work does. Every great achievement starts with belief. Before anyone else sees it, before anyone else understands it, you have to believe in yourself. You have to see what others don't. You have to trust that you are capable of more than they realize. And the only way to strengthen that belief is through action. Every time you push forward, every time you take another step, every time you refuse to let doubt win, you reinforce your confidence. And over time, that confidence becomes unshakable. It becomes the foundation that allows you to keep going, no matter what anyone else says. The more you trust yourself, the less the critics will matter. Their words will lose their power. Their doubts will no longer affect you, because deep down you'll know the truth. You are capable. You are strong. You are meant for something greater. There will always be people who try to bring you down. There will always be voices telling you that you can't. But you don't have to listen. You don't have to let their doubts become your reality. You don't have to let their opinions shape your future. Instead, you can choose to rise. You can choose to trust in your own power. You can choose to move forward, not because it's easy, not because you have all the answers, but because you refuse to settle for less than you're capable of. No one will hand you success. No one will give you permission. No one will pave the way for you. You have to take it. You have to create it. You have to decide that no matter what anyone says, you will keep going. Because at the end of your life, the opinions of others won't matter. The only thing that will matter is whether you had the courage to chase your dreams, whether you had the strength to trust yourself, whether you had the discipline to silence the noise and do the work. You have one life, one shot. And if you spend it trying to please people who don't believe in you, you will never reach your full potential. Ignore the critics, trust in your own power. Take action every single day and let your success be the only proof you need. Number 5, break free from comfort and build your own path. Comfort is a trap. It feels good, it feels safe, but it steals your potential. It keeps you in the same place, doing the same things, living the same life. And for most people, that's enough. They settle into routines that don't challenge them. They follow the path that's been laid out for them. They stay where it's easy, because stepping into the unknown is terrifying. But let me tell you something. If you want more out of life, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to break free. You have to walk away from what's comfortable and step into the uncertainty of growth. Every great achievement in history was made by someone who refused to stay comfortable. The ones who changed the world didn't sit back and wait for things to happen. They didn't accept limitations. They didn't follow the crowd. They made their own way, even when the odds were against them. They understood something that most people ignore. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're not pushing yourself, if you're not stretching beyond what feels easy, then you're not growing. You're just existing. And that's not why you're here. Growth begins the moment you step outside of your comfort zone. That's when you start to see what you're really capable of. That's when you discover strengths you never knew you had. That's when you build resilience, confidence, and the kind of discipline that makes success inevitable. But none of that happens if you refuse to move. None of that happens if you cling to what's familiar. Most people want success, but they're not willing to do what it takes. They want the rewards, but they don't want to face discomfort. They want the results, but they don't want to take risks. And so they stay exactly where they are, year after year, watching other people rise while they remain stuck. But here's the truth. You cannot have both. You cannot have the life you dream of and the comfort of staying the same. You have to choose. The greatest transformations happen when you challenge yourself. When you do things that scare you. When you push yourself into situations where failure is possible. That's where real strength is built. That's where character is developed. That's where you stop being controlled by fear and start shaping your own destiny. Think about it. Every time you avoid something difficult, every time you turn away from a challenge, you reinforce the idea that you're not strong enough. You teach yourself to back down. You make comfort more important than growth. And if you keep doing that, you'll wake up one day realizing you never became the person you were meant to be. You have to take control. You have to be willing to step into the unknown, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's where all the rewards are. That's where the breakthroughs happen. That's where your future is waiting. Most people won't do this. They'll stay where it's easy. They'll follow the path that's already been built for them. They'll do what's expected rather than what they truly want. And they'll spend their entire lives wondering why they never feel fulfilled. But you don't have to be like most people. You can make a different choice. You can build your own path. That means being willing to stand alone. It means doing things differently. It means taking risks, failing, learning, and trying again. It means refusing to settle for less than what you're capable of. Because no one is going to hand you success. No one is going to create the life you want for you. You have to do it yourself. And that's not easy. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires facing fears that most people run from. But the reward is worth it. The reward is a life that you are proud of. A life that you designed. A life that reflects your true potential. The question is, are you willing to go after it? Are you willing to walk away from what's comfortable and step into the challenge of creating something better? Are you willing to face the fear of the unknown and push through it anyway? Because if you are, everything changes. The moment you stop clinging to comfort, the moment you stop making excuses, the moment you take control and start building your own path, you become unstoppable. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait for opportunities, but creates them. You become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but takes action. And that's what separates those who achieve greatness from those who don't. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not waiting for the right moment. It's the willingness to step outside of what's familiar and do what others won't. It's the decision to break free from the limits of comfort and step fully into the challenge of growth. So ask yourself, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to do what it takes? Are you ready to stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose? Because the path is there. It won't be easy. It won't be smooth, but it will be worth it. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll realize that everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of your comfort zone. Number 6, own your journey and turn obstacles into opportunities. Your journey is yours to own. No one else can walk it for you. No one else is responsible for the choices you make, the mindset you develop, or the results you create. Too many people go through life waiting for something to change. They hope that luck will find them, that circumstances will shift, that opportunities will appear. But that's not how success works. That's not how growth happens. If you want to rise, if you want to become something more, you have to take ownership of your life. You have to stop blaming the past. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Because the truth is, there is no perfect time. There is only now and what you do with it. Obstacles will come. That's guaranteed. There is no path to success without challenges. Some people see these challenges and stop. They let obstacles become walls that block their progress. They use them as excuses to turn back, to stay where it's safe. But the strongest people, the ones who achieve the most, don't see obstacles as roadblocks. They see them as stepping stones. They understand that every challenge, every difficulty, every setback is an opportunity to grow. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge, you have two choices. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can complain about how hard things are, or you can use that difficulty to get stronger. You can focus on what's unfair, or you can focus on what you can control. Because in the end, it's not the obstacles that define you. It's how you respond to them. There are people who have been through unthinkable hardships and still found a way to rise. They didn't wait for things to get easier. They didn't wish for fewer problems. They became stronger. They adapted. They used their struggles as fuel. And that's what you have to do. You have to take whatever life throws at you and find a way to use it to your advantage. Adversity is a test. It shows you what you're made of. It reveals your character. It forces you to grow in ways that comfort never will. And if you learn to embrace it, if you learn to turn obstacles into opportunities, you become unstoppable. Most people want success to be easy. They want progress without struggle. They want growth without discomfort. But that's not how greatness is built. Every strong, capable, disciplined person you admire got that way because they faced struggles and refused to let them win. They took ownership of their journey. They stopped blaming others. They stopped expecting things to be fair. And they used every challenge as a chance to become better. That's the mindset you need. The moment you stop resisting challenges and start embracing them, everything changes. Instead of seeing problems as reasons to quit, you start seeing them as opportunities to improve. Instead of feeling discouraged by setbacks, you use them as fuel to keep pushing forward. Instead of waiting for the right moment, you make every moment count. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to make success easy for you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. And that's not a bad thing. That's a gift. Because it means you don't have to wait for anyone. You don't have to depend on circumstances. You don't have to hope that things magically work out. You can take control. You can decide that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward. And when you start living like that, you stop fearing obstacles. You stop avoiding difficulties. You start seeing every challenge as a chance to sharpen yourself, to develop your discipline, to build your resilience. And that's when you start to grow at a level most people never experience. Think about the last challenge you faced. Maybe it was a failure. Maybe it was rejection. Maybe it was a situation that felt impossible to overcome. How did you respond? Did you let it hold you back? Did you dwell on it? Let it drain your energy? Let it shake your confidence? Or did you use it to fuel your next move? If you didn't use it, if you let it stop you, then now is the time to change. Now is the time to shift your mindset, because every obstacle is a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Every setback is a lesson that can push you forward if you let it. Every difficulty is an opportunity to build the kind of mental toughness that leads to real success. Look around you. There are people who have had every reason to quit, every excuse to give up, and yet they didn't. They took responsibility for their journey. They refused to let obstacles define them. They made their own way, and that's why they succeeded. You have the same ability. You have the same potential, but it all comes down to choice. Do you see your challenges as excuses, or do you see them as fuel? Do you wait for things to change, or do you take action despite the difficulties? Do you let obstacles stop you, or do you turn them into opportunities? This is your life. This is your journey, and no one else can walk it for you. No one else can make the choices for you. No one else can push through the obstacles for you. That's on you, and that's a powerful thing, because it means you are in control. It means that no matter what happens, you have the ability to rise. You have the power to keep going. You have the strength to build something incredible. But it won't happen by accident. It won't happen by hoping. It happens by deciding right now that nothing will stop you. That no matter what comes your way, you will use it to your advantage. That every challenge is a lesson. That every difficulty is an opportunity to grow. Because the truth is, the only way to lose is to quit. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep learning, as long as you keep pushing forward, you are winning. And the more you embrace that mindset, the more unstoppable you become. So take ownership. Own your journey. Stop waiting for things to be easy. Stop expecting someone to come along and make things happen for you. Stop avoiding challenges and start using them. Because everything you need to succeed is already within you. And the moment you decide to take full responsibility for your growth, the moment you stop making excuses and start making moves, that's the moment everything changes. Your future is in your hands. Your success is in your control. Your obstacles are not stopping you. They are shaping you. The only question is, will you let them? Will you use them? Will you take everything life throws at you and turn it into something powerful? Because if you do, there is nothing you can't achieve, nothing you can't overcome, nothing that can stand in your way. But it starts with a decision. It starts with owning your journey, facing every obstacle head on, and turning every challenge into an opportunity to rise. Number 7, take massive action and show the world your potential. The world will never know your potential unless you show it. You can dream all you want. You can plan endlessly. You can think about what you could achieve, but none of it matters unless you take action. Ideas are worthless without execution. Potential means nothing if it's never used. The only way to change your life, the only way to rise above mediocrity, the only way to create something extraordinary is by taking massive action, not small, hesitant steps. Not waiting for the right time. Not overthinking every move. Massive, relentless, fearless action. Most people live their lives stuck in hesitation. They have big dreams, but they never move. They talk about what they want to do, but they never start. They wait for the perfect moment, but it never comes. And years pass by, while they remain in the same place, full of unfulfilled potential. The world is full of people who could have been great, but never took the steps necessary to make it happen. They let fear hold them back. They let doubt control them. They let excuses keep them from doing the work. But you are not going to be one of them. You are going to take action. You are going to stop waiting. You are going to make things happen. Every great success story starts with a decision to move, to act, to push forward, even when it's uncomfortable. No one becomes great by thinking about it. No one reaches their highest level by waiting. It's the people who get up every day and take action that rise above the rest. They don't let fear paralyze them. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't hesitate while others waste time. They move forward, step by step. No matter how difficult it is, taking massive action means doing what most people won't. It means getting up early and working while others sleep. It means staying disciplined when distractions are everywhere. It means putting in the work even when no one is watching. Most people want success, but they aren't willing to do what it takes. They want the rewards, but they don't want the effort. They want to reach the top, but they don't want to climb. And that's why so many people stay average, because they stop at wanting instead of doing. You have potential inside you that is greater than you can imagine. You have the ability to do things you haven't even thought of yet. But none of that matters unless you take action. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's action. The people who win in life are the ones who go after what they want with unstoppable determination. They don't sit around waiting for things to happen. They make them happen. And that's what you have to do. You have to stop waiting. Stop thinking about what you could do and start doing it. Stop overanalyzing and start executing. Stop letting fear dictate your life. Fear will always be there. Doubt will always whisper in the back of your mind. But action destroys fear. Action builds confidence. Action creates momentum. And once you start moving, once you start taking massive action, you will feel unstoppable. Think about the most successful people in the world, the ones who changed history, the ones who built empires, the ones who went from nothing to greatness. What did they all have in common? Relentless action. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't let setbacks discourage them. They didn't waste time overthinking. They got up every day and did the work. You have to become that person. The person who doesn't talk about what they're going to do. They just do it. The person who doesn't wait for motivation. They take action regardless of how they feel. The person who doesn't stop when things get hard. They push even harder. That's the kind of mindset that leads to greatness. That's the kind of discipline that separates winners from the rest. And it all starts with one decision. A decision to act. A decision to commit fully. A decision to stop making excuses and start doing what needs to be done. Because every second you hesitate, every moment you wait, is time lost. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Look around you. There are people less talented than you who are winning simply because they take action. There are people with fewer resources, fewer connections, fewer opportunities, who are making it happen because they refuse to sit still. The only thing separating you from the life you want is action. So take it. Take massive action. Show the world what you're capable of. Prove to yourself that you are more than your doubts, more than your fears, more than the obstacles in your way. Push harder than you ever have before. Work longer than you think you can. Do what most people won't, and you will achieve what most people never will. Because in the end, success belongs to those who act, those who refuse to wait, those who move forward even when it's hard, those who do the work every single day. Be that person. Take massive action and watch your life transform. Number 8, stay persistent and turn failure into your greatest lesson. Failure is not the end. It is a lesson, a test, a challenge that forces you to grow stronger. Every great success story is built on a foundation of failures, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is simple: persistence. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. They take every failure, every mistake, every disappointment, and they turn it into fuel. They learn, they adjust, and they keep moving forward no matter what. Most people let failure break them. They try something once, and if it doesn't work, they quit. They take one hit and decide they're not good enough. They see an obstacle and convince themselves it's impossible. But that's why most people never achieve greatness, because they let failure define them instead of using it to grow. The truth is, failure is not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you need to adjust, to push harder, to become better. Every time you fail, you are given a choice. Let it defeat you or let it teach you. And if you choose to learn, to improve, to keep going, then every failure brings you one step closer to success. Think about the greatest innovators, athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They all failed. They all faced rejection, setbacks, and losses. But they didn't let it stop them. Thomas Edison made thousands of failed attempts before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers before her books became some of the best-selling of all time. If any of these people had given up when they failed, the world would never have known their greatness. So what about you? Will you let failure define you? Will you let one setback make you quit? Or will you choose to persist, to push forward, to take every failure as a stepping stone towards success? You have a choice every single time you face difficulty. You can either see it as a reason to stop or as an opportunity to grow. And the ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to stop. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only talk about them. It's easy to keep going when everything is working in your favor. It's easy to feel confident when you're winning. But true strength, true discipline, true success is built in the moments when everything goes wrong. When you face rejection, when you lose, when nothing seems to be going your way, that is when persistence matters the most. Because if you keep going through those moments, if you push through the struggle, you will come out on the other side stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever before. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they stop trying. They face one obstacle, one challenge, and they give up. But the people who win, the ones who achieve their goals, are the ones who get up every single time they fall. They refuse to let failure break them. They refuse to let mistakes define them. They keep learning, keep working, keep improving until they reach the level they want to be at. The process of success is simple, but it's not easy. It requires resilience. It demands that you face failure head-on and refuse to let it shake your belief in yourself. It means taking responsibility for your mistakes, learning from them, and using them to become better. It means understanding that every time you fail, you are simply one step closer to success, as long as you keep moving forward. Some people think persistence is about working hard for a short period and then expecting results. But real persistence means staying committed for as long as it takes. It means showing up every day, putting in the work, and trusting that your effort will pay off in the long run. It means continuing to push forward even when you can't see progress. Because real progress happens over time, and most people quit before they reach the point where their effort starts to pay off. You have to be different. You have to be the person who doesn't quit when it gets hard. You have to be the one who keeps showing up, keeps grinding, keeps pushing forward no matter what. Because if you do that, you will eventually reach the success that most people never will. Not because you never failed, but because you never let failure stop you. Think about everything you've been through. Every challenge, every setback, every moment where you felt like giving up. You're still here. You're still standing. And that proves that you have the strength to keep going. No matter what happens, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get back up, you are still in the game. And if you stay in the game long enough, you will win. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. Every challenge is a test of your persistence. And if you keep going, if you refuse to quit, if you learn from every mistake, then success is inevitable. You just have to stay the course, keep pushing, and never stop moving forward. Number 9, sickens. Bet on yourself and transform your weaknesses into strengths. Betting on yourself is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. It's about taking full responsibility for your life and believing, no matter the circumstances, that you have what it takes to turn your dreams into reality. The truth is, no one else will bet on you as much as you can bet on yourself. The world may doubt you. People may question your abilities. There will always be naysayers. But your confidence and belief in yourself, no matter how many obstacles or failures you face, will set the stage for your ultimate success. We all have weaknesses. It's part of being human. No one is born perfect. We each have our areas where we struggle, our flaws, our imperfections. But here's where the real power lies. Your weaknesses are not barriers to success. They are opportunities. They are areas where you can grow, improve, and transform. The key is not to hide from your weaknesses or to let them define you. The key is to face them head on, learn from them, and use them to become stronger and more capable. Think about it for a moment. What are the things you consider your weaknesses? Maybe you're not the best at speaking in front of others. Maybe you struggle with confidence or with certain skills. Maybe you've faced failure before and fear it happening again. But here's the thing. What if those weaknesses were just stepping stones to your growth? What if by confronting them, you could turn them into your greatest strengths? For every weakness you face, there is a way to improve. It may not happen overnight, and it certainly won't happen without effort. But the truth is, you have the ability to transform. Everyone has a starting point, and every successful person has their own story of struggle. The difference is, they didn't let their weaknesses hold them back. Instead, they used them as a foundation for improvement. Let's talk about one of the most common weaknesses people face: self-doubt. It's something that stops so many people from reaching their full potential. We've all been there, questioning whether we're good enough, wondering if we have the skills or the ability to achieve something. But self-doubt doesn't have to be a weakness. It can be a powerful tool for growth if you use it properly. You see, self-doubt isn't a sign that you can't do something. It's a sign that you care, that you want to improve. Instead of letting it paralyze you, you can use it as fuel to push yourself harder, to learn more, to work on your skills. Every time you doubt yourself and still choose to move forward, you build confidence. The next time you face a challenge, the self-doubt will be quieter, and your belief in yourself will be stronger. Another area where many people feel weak is in taking risks. People often fear failure or making mistakes, and they stay stuck in their comfort zone because of it. But here's the truth. Staying in your comfort zone is the real weakness. Growth doesn't happen when everything is easy and safe. It happens when you step outside of what you know, when you challenge yourself to do something uncomfortable. Every time you take a risk, you're growing. Even if you fail, you're learning. Every mistake teaches you something valuable that will make you stronger. It's not the risks you take that determine your success. It's how you respond to those risks that matters. Will you let fear hold you back, or will you embrace it as a chance to evolve? Now let's talk about how to turn weaknesses into strengths. The first step is awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about where you struggle. Don't hide from your weaknesses or make excuses for them. Face them. Look them in the eye. Understand them. Once you acknowledge where you're weak, you can begin to take action. You can develop a strategy to improve. Maybe it's learning new skills, practicing a lot, or seeking help from others who are better at something than you. But the point is, you don't have to be stuck in your weaknesses. You can choose to get better. The second step is persistence. If you want to turn your weaknesses into strengths, you can't just try once and then give up. You have to keep going. Success isn't a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and setbacks. But if you persist, if you keep working, learning, and improving, your weaknesses will slowly begin to turn into strengths. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. And when you look back, you'll realize that all those small steps added up to something much bigger. But even more important than persistence is believing in your ability to grow. Many people make the mistake of thinking that their weaknesses are permanent. They think, I'll never be good at this, or this is just how I am. But that's simply not true. Every person, no matter where they start, has the ability to grow and improve. It may take time, it may take effort, but you are not defined by your weaknesses. You are defined by how you choose to respond to them. You have the power to turn anything that's holding you back into something that propels you forward. Think about this for a moment. If you bet on yourself, you are placing your trust in your own ability to evolve. You are committing to the idea that no matter where you start or how many mistakes you make, you will continue to work on yourself. And over time, you'll start to see the changes. Your weaknesses will become areas where you excel. Your struggles will turn into triumphs. And you will begin to see yourself as the powerful, capable person that you've always been inside. The world is filled with people who are stuck in their weaknesses. They let their doubts, their failures, and their fears hold them back. But you can be different. You can choose to step into your power. You can choose to bet on yourself and transform every weakness into a strength. The only thing standing between you and success is the decision to start, the decision to believe in yourself, and the decision to take action, no matter how difficult it may seem. Every step you take forward is a victory. Every obstacle you overcome is a lesson. Every weakness you turn into strength is a building block for your future. Bet on yourself. The journey will be tough at times. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like giving up. But remember, it's not about never failing. It's about how you rise each time you fall. Your weaknesses are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of your transformation. And when you look back on your journey, you'll realize that the things you once thought of as weaknesses were actually the key to your strength. Number 10. Defy the odds and make your comeback undeniable. When everything you've worked for seems to crumble in front of you, and it feels like there's no way back. In those moments, it's easy to believe that failure is permanent, that setbacks define who we are. But that's the trap. That's the lie. The truth is, the odds don't define you. Your response to them does. Defying the odds isn't about making things look easy. It's not about being flawless or perfect. It's about facing the overwhelming pressure, the doubt, the fear, and choosing to push through it. It's about refusing to let your circumstances, no matter how dire they may seem, determine your future. It's about turning your lowest point into your most powerful comeback. When you're in the midst of a setback, it can feel like everything is against you. You've been knocked down. Life has thrown its hardest punches. You've tried, you've failed, and now it feels like there's no way forward. But let me tell you this, your comeback is not just possible, it's inevitable. If you refuse to quit, history is filled with stories of individuals who defied the odds and made their comebacks undeniable. They didn't just succeed, they thrived. They took their moments of failure, of suffering, and turned them into fuel for their success. They showed the world that no matter how bad things seem, you can always rise again. And the same is true for you. The first step in making your comeback undeniable is to embrace the power of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to recover from adversity, and to keep moving forward. It's the strength you find deep within when everything around you is crumbling. It's the quiet force that keeps you going when the world tells you to stop. Resilience doesn't mean that you don't feel pain. It means that you keep going even when you do. It means that you refuse to be broken no matter what. Resilience is built through experience. It's forged in the fires of hardship. The more you face, the stronger you become. The more challenges you endure, the more equipped you are to handle the next. Think of each obstacle as a lesson, as an opportunity to grow. Every setback is a stepping stone, and every failure is a chance to learn. But the most important part of resilience is understanding that you can always recover. No matter how many times you fall, you can always rise. Your comeback is not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. The second key to defying the odds is having an unwavering belief in yourself. When you're down, when everything seems impossible, it's easy to lose faith. You start questioning your abilities, your worth, your path. You wonder if you're capable of achieving your goals. But self-belief is the foundation of any comeback. It's the inner strength that tells you, I may not have succeeded yet, but I'm not done. I'm just getting started. Believing in yourself isn't about arrogance. It's about understanding that you have what it takes to overcome any challenge. It's about recognizing your own worth, your potential, and your power. You've faced difficulties before, and you've made it through, and you'll make it through again. When the odds are stacked against you, when it feels like everything is falling apart, your belief in yourself will be the anchor that keeps you grounded and focused on what lies ahead. But belief alone is not enough. You need to back that belief with action. Action is what transforms your dreams into reality. Action is what takes you from thinking about a comeback to actually making it happen. When you're faced with challenges, you can't just sit back and wait for things to change. You have to take massive action, even when it feels like it's impossible. You need to take one step at a time. No matter how small, each step forward is a victory. Each decision to keep going, even when you feel defeated, is progress. You see, setbacks don't determine your success. Your response to them does. It's not about avoiding challenges or never failing. It's about how you react when things go wrong. Are you going to let the setbacks define you, or will you use them to fuel your comeback? Your response to adversity is what will ultimately shape your success. When you face hardship, you can choose to crumble under the weight of it, or you can choose to rise stronger than ever. Every successful person has faced adversity. Every person who has achieved greatness has experienced failure. But the difference between those who succeed and those who give up is perseverance. It's the ability to keep pushing forward, even when it feels like the universe is working against you. Your comeback doesn't happen because you've avoided pain or difficulty. It happens because you've pushed through it, because you refused to quit when things got tough. The third part of defying the odds is understanding that your journey is not a straight line. Success is not a one-way street. There will be twists and turns, detours, and bumps along the way. There will be moments when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, like you're stuck in the same place, spinning your wheels. But that's not the end of the road. It's just part of the journey. It's during these moments of struggle that your greatest breakthroughs often happen. It's when you feel like giving up that the universe is testing your resolve. Will you keep going, or will you stop? Making your comeback undeniable requires patience. It requires understanding that success doesn't come overnight. It's a process, a journey of continuous growth and improvement. But if you keep going, if you stay committed to the process, the results will come. You will look back and realize that all those challenges, all those moments of doubt, were the very things that made your comeback possible. As you continue on your journey, it's important to remember that setbacks do not define you. They don't determine your worth or your potential. What defines you is your ability to keep going, to continue pushing, to keep taking action in the face of adversity. Your comeback is only as powerful as your determination to keep moving forward. The world may tell you that your failure is final, that you can't overcome the odds, but you have the power to prove them wrong. Your comeback is in your hands. It's up to you to decide how you'll respond to the challenges in your life. Will you let them stop you, or will you use them as fuel to rise higher? Every comeback begins with the decision to keep going. It starts with a commitment to yourself that no matter what happens, you will never quit. No matter how many times you fall, you will always get back up. Your comeback is inevitable. It's written in the way you respond to every challenge, every setback, and every obstacle that comes your way. You are stronger than you realize. You are more capable than you think. And no matter how many times life knocks you down, you will rise again. Your comeback will be undeniable. The greatest comebacks are not the ones where everything falls into place easily. They are the ones where people face unimaginable odds, where they go through the toughest battles and come out on top. Your comeback will be just as powerful. It will show the world that nothing can hold you back. It will prove that no matter how hard life gets, you have the strength, resilience, and determination to make it through and come out stronger than ever. So don't let the odds define you. Don't let failure be the end of your story. Make your comeback undeniable. Keep going, keep fighting, and keep rising. Your best days are ahead of you, and nothing can stop you from achieving the greatness that's waiting for you. The comeback you've been waiting for is already in the works. You just have to keep going. No matter what, the world is waiting to see your comeback, and it will be legendary.